My husband's family didn't know I spoke their language. When I married Kai, his Vietnamese family was super nice to me. They hugged me, fed me, included me in everything. But here's the thing, they only spoke German around me. Even when other Vietnamese relatives visited, they'd switch to German the second I walked into the room. I thought it was sweet, honestly, like they were going out of their way to make me comfortable. What they didn't know was that I'd spent 2 years teaching English in Hanoi before I even met Kai. My Vietnamese wasn't perfect, but I could understand way more than I let on. I just never mentioned it because, honestly, why make it awkward? They seemed happy speaking German with me, so I went along with it. Everything was totally fine for like 2 years. We had family dinners every Sunday, celebrated Tet together, the whole deal. Then Kai's mom had a stroke, bad one. She was in the hospital for weeks, and everyone was stressed out of their minds. I went to the hospital every single day. I brought her favorite soup from that place on Maple Street, organized all her medications in a little pill box, chatted with the nurses about her progress. Kai's family was always there too, but they were quieter than usual. I figured everyone was just worried and tired. One Thursday evening, I got to the hospital early because Kai was stuck in traffic after work. I was walking down the hallway with a container of pho when I heard voices coming from his mom's room, Vietnamese voices. I stopped right outside the door, not to eavesdrop. I was about to walk in, but then I heard Kai's aunt say something that made my blood run cold. She's so fake. She only married him for his money. Why else would some white girl learn to make banh mi? His cousin laughed. Don't stress about it. She'll leave after the baby comes anyway. Girls like that never stick around when things get real. I just stood there in the hallway holding that stupid soup container, feeling like someone punched me in the stomach. I didn't cry. I didn't storm in. I walked to the vending machine, bought an orange juice I didn't even want, and sat in the waiting area until Kai showed up. I didn't tell him, not that night, not the next week either, but I kept going to the hospital every day, smiling, bringing food, being helpful. His aunt would pat my hand and say in German, "You're such a good wife," and I'd just smile and nod. 3 weeks later, a doctor came in to explain something complicated about his mom's medication. The nurse who usually translated wasn't there yet. The doctor was speaking rapid Vietnamese, and everyone looked completely lost. Kai's aunt was trying to translate, but getting it all wrong. I stepped forward and translated, word for word, perfectly clear. The entire room went silent. You could hear the heart monitor beeping. Kai stared at me. "Wait, you speak Vietnamese?" I looked right at his aunt. "Yeah, just enough to know who's been calling me a gold digger for 3 weeks. His aunt's face went white. His cousin looked at the floor. His mom started crying from the hospital bed. Kai kept asking me what I was talking about. I told him everything I'd heard. His aunt tried to say I misunderstood. His cousin tried to apologize, but I was done. That night, I packed a bag and stayed at my friend Jordan's apartment. Kai called me 17 times. I answered once and said, "I'm not coming to the hospital anymore. They didn't want me there anyway. Now they got their wish." His family blew up his phone trying to apologize. His mom sent me a long voice message in Vietnamese, crying and begging me to come back. But I'd heard what they really thought of me when they thought I couldn't understand. Kai moved out with me 2 weeks later. We got our own apartment across town. His family tried to visit, but I told Kai I needed space. Real space.